And we're on.
Okay. Welcome to the B&E podcast. Our guest today is Samuel.
Samuel, do you want to introduce yourself? I feel like that's...
Yeah,
Sam.
What's up? I'm Samuel Rowland, and I am from Gretna, Nebraska.
Heck yeah.
Gretna native, born and raised. I'm a really cool guy once you get to know me, and
Heck yeah.
We've had a lot of fun, Ben and Ethan and I. So
yeah, we have. We've been. When was the first time that we really did? What was the first? Was it the floor meeting? Was that the first?
That's
time
the first time we ever met Sammy. Was the floor meeting when we were going down to the.
Oh, the thing in
the convocation, the first.
Yes.
Yeah, the first new student thing, right?
New student thing.
I think we all kind of. That was the one. Like we introduced ourselves to Frankie.
Yeah, that's when we first met Frankie.
Jack, I think. And yeah, that was kind of the first thing. We met.
Trevor and the rest of the boys.
Yeah. So that was the first time that we really all kind of met together. But what I think something good to tie in now that we have like someone else who has the same kind of situation as us, maybe we can get a new perspective on like how was your last week or so, Ben? Last 3 weeks rather.
Last 3 weeks of what?
College.
Of college, like moving in. How was moving in and like classes and stuff? Like how's that?
I
going?
thought that it was good. The moving process was fine, and the classes are all good. I just had to get into a rhythm of,
like a schedule.
What's the word? Yeah, schedule. And then I had to commit to that schedule. Yeah,
that's good. Is there anything you're doing now in college that you didn't do back home? And this is I'm actually going to pose this question to all of us.
All right.
Like, is there anything that you've been doing in college that you haven't been doing that you didn't do previously at home?
If you don't have anything right now, Sammy, I can answer.
I've never done D&D at home, so that was quite.
Oh yeah, we did.
That was quite
we did play.
Experience.
Yeah, that was fun. What do you think? Because we did play a little bit.
The first story scared the shit out of me. So.
We can go back
because
that's all right. That's all right.
Basically.
Yeah. So tell us about that. Like, what did you think? What did you think going in, and like, what was your?
I thought it was this like nerdy game that only a small percentage of people played, and
I think you may be right on the nose with that.
Yeah.
With that, but it's more. Is it more fun than you thought it would be?
It's more fun than I thought it would be because you made like interesting stories happen, and you created this atmosphere with like the music and stuff.
Yeah, the first one it was a lot of fun. It was good playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So playing D&D is something you've never done before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example for me. It's not like significant, but like taking a shower so early. I don't think that counts because that's still like I have the same routine as I did when I was at home. It's just now it's moved like an hour or so back.
Okay.
With like getting up, taking a shower, having breakfast, getting ready for the day. I can't really think of anything that I really have changed.
I mean, for me, it's like a lot easier not to take a shower.
Right. Why? Because
right.
your mom is
Yeah, because my mom isn't like, Ben, take a shower.
She told you to take a shower last time she was here.
Yeah, I know, but she's not here to like.
Right,
force
like
me to do
consistent.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Also, it may not look like it, but I actually eat a lot healthier here than I did at home.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I just pile it all on my plate here, like every single thing in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at home I just ate like ramen.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Same.
And ramen has how many? Alright, so Garrett Schleep goes to UNO. He's a friend of ours from Waverly. He got his tonsils taken out, and I think that's correct. And his throat was sore, I think, for a while. So how
because
many
of
calories? 2,000. How he had like an insane amount of ramen, and he was eating. I think in the course of like 3 days, he had a crazy amount of sodium.
Oh well, a lot of that is in the
like insane
in the package. In the package,
I
don't eat the packet. I just put spaghetti sauce.
You do put spaghetti
That is
sauce?
interesting.
Not
Yeah.
the sauce?
No,
That is
no.
interesting.
And that's it's pretty disgusting, actually.
Not good?
No, it's good, but it's disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah, the sodium levels in ramen are high, and I always use the flavor packet, but I just pace myself with it. Just eat like one
Right.
ramen.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have a ramen a single time in college.
Did you? I have some.
I don't know if I'm going to have it.
Yeah, that's true. Did
But,
you ever?
yeah, I mean, it's available, I suppose.
Yeah. Did you ever go for the double ramen packet in one session? Like the double thing of ramen? I sometimes went for the triple.
No, I
Did you
I tried
stock-
combining. I put like 2 ramen packets, and what I ended up doing is that I combined the packets. I put the package. Okay, so I put the I ripped another flavor packet like out of another ramen,
And you
then
mixed them in? Were
I
they the
mixed
same
them in.
flavors or different
Yeah, they were
flavors?
the same.
The same, so you
chicken
go like
flavor.
you go extra packet
Mm-hmm.
for like you go 2 packets for every.
Yeah.
like,
Make it strong.
Right. Did you Ben? Did you stockpile? So because you said you use spaghetti noodles for some of them, or spaghetti sauce. Sorry.
All of them.
And so you stockpile them. Did you ever like go back and like?
Oh no, I just threw them away. Threw the
Oh,
packets
God.
away.
Okay. Huh. All right. So ramen. So you think you're eating healthier here?
Yeah, definitely. Because like I don't necessarily always get the 4 for however many food groups there are.
Mm-hmm.
But
How many food groups are there?
5?
Vegetables,
fruit, grains,
grain,
fats,
protein.
protein,
Oh, I think there may be 6.
milk.
Maybe
No.
carbs, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
bread.
grain.
Yeah, grain. Wait, vegetables, fruit, grain, dairy, protein. Is protein one? No, protein is not. Protein?
Protein's one. That's but milk is in that.
Protein. Yeah, I think protein.
No, wait.
That's dairy.
One. Oh, dairy. Why did I say milk is in there?
I don't know. Dairy, protein, and then there's like sugar, but I don't think that's. They put that at like
Fats
the
and
top.
oils.
Fats and oils.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that was like almost. That was just a small sliver. So,
Yeah.
But you don't think you get the. You don't think
Not
you
and
have
not every
all-
day I get all however many groups there are, but I get a lot more than I did at home.
Okay, so that's good. Now, is healthy eating? What is the key to healthy eating?
Moderation.
I think moderation,
Yeah,
moderation, but
moderation.
also choice of what
Choice
you're
of
having.
food. Yeah.
Like a moderate amount of, like just a healthy amount of, a healthy amount of something. That's like a lot of something.
Serving size.
Serving size. I don't know. I feel like just smaller
Which I
amounts.
totally ignore.
Smaller amounts of like food that's better for you
Mm-hmm.
is the best way to go.
See, like, look, this game fuel has 2 servings per container, so I shouldn't even be drinking this whole thing.
2 servings. What is a serving?
A serving is how much you should have.
A serving is.
Have per,
A
per
serving
meal.
is
A serving is how much you should have per meal.
recommended, just basically to pace
Yeah, to pace
different type.
yourself.
Like, I never realized that it's like the sugar. It says like carbs.
Yeah.
4%. So that's
Yeah.
like 4% of daily intake.
Yes.
So this would take up 2 of these. So you would get 8% of your daily intake. And
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, because per serving.
Oh, per serving.
Yeah. So
See,
you
they're
this
sneaky
is
with that.
right here is per container.
Ooh.
They have Mountain Dew in the dining hall, so
They do.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
even go
not
crazy.
got. I've gotten
Yeah, you get
pineapple-
water and pineapple whatever every single day, making me look bad.
pineapple. I get water and then I get pineapple juice sometimes.
Yeah. Pineapple juice. So I got pineapple juice one time. I put up to it and went, and then like it squirted out a little bit, and then like a chunk fell out, and then it
Oh.
kept squirting.
So
And then,
you,
and then this person walked over and was like, you should probably dump that out. And I was like a worker there.
oh right, not someone who knew like
No, just some guy like, you should
you should
dump that out.
right.
And then she handed me a new cup, and I was like, thanks.
Oh, that's nice. Sam, what's your favorite thing about college so far?
I think my favorite thing about college is the freedom.
Okay.
Because you can do whatever the heck you want, and
Have you done whatever the heck you want so far?
I think I have within reason, but it's not too extreme. But I get that small amount of freedom. I'm not like partying and drinking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which evidently a lot of people on the 5th floor do.
Yeah. So apparently, we're on the party floor, but nobody told us.
Yeah. No,
You know?
we're not being we're not informed.
We're not very
many
well
parties.
informed. I mean, do you think they just don't want to tell us? Like,
I think so. I think we may be. I think maybe it's not intentional that they're not telling us. It's more of like we're not in the right place at the right time.
oh, okay, that makes sense.
How much of life do you think is in the right, like, do you have to be in the right place at the right time for? Like, how much do you believe in luck?
Oh, how
as
much do
far
I
as,
believe in
like,
luck? Well, I believe in fate. Because
Fate?
I
So,
believe
like, something being predestined before.
Because I believe in the multiverse.
Can you
The
explain that?
multiverse of what?
Like, okay, so, right, I can create different multiverses, right? So, like, if I lifted my arm right here, there's a different universe where I lifted this arm first instead, right?
Yeah.
Just like there's like different decisions that we make.
It's an
Right.
alternate reality.
Yeah, an alternate reality.
Alternate reality.
I have no proof. I have no proof. It's just like it's like something quirky about me.
That what, you believe it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if I believe
I rest
it.
my case.
I guess it's something that can't be disproven or proven.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
No, so it's all about faith, you know?
Yeah. Without really a reason.
Yeah. That's what faith is, though. You know?
Is that what faith is?
It's believing
Belief
without
a reason?
Yeah.
You're
Well, what's the
working on
purpose of believing
faith.
in the multiverse? That's what I'm getting at.
That, I don't know, it comforts me a little bit to know that. Well, actually, it discomforts me because like there's a multiverse right now where like I like poop my pants right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that
There
multiverse,
is
that
no
sucks.
there is no multiverses
Okay, why don't you think so?
Yeah, why don't you think so?
because you make like different choices. Like you make like choices that are beneficial to you. So you control those choices, I guess. You control what you do,
Okay.
and there is no, if I lifted my right hand, I would create another alternate dimension. I don't think that's possible because we're living in the same plane, the same 2D plane, and we're on Earth, so.
All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right.
Ethan, what do you think? You're on one side or the other here. You're gonna win this
Do I
debate
decide
for us.
with?
You're the tiebreaker.
All right. Do I believe that? Now, am I?
Do you believe this absolutely crazy, irrational thing, or do you believe that the multiverse is real?
The multiverse. So it's the idea that for everything that's happening, there's an opposite. There's not even an opposite.
No, like
there's
like
there's
literally
infinite possibilities.
infinite possibilities.
It's infinite possibilities.
Because I like to think that anything's possible, you know.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay. All right, let's
don't.
move on to something else. So Sammy,
Yeah, we can
Sammy's
come back to
yeah.
the concept of the multiverse maybe a little bit later.
So Sammy's a big fan of music, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, what are some of your favorite songs, favorite bands, favorite albums?
Well, there's a lot of albums, but what I particularly listen to is kind of like rap. I kind of listen to it sometimes now because my brother got so hooked on rap that it kind of lost its luster for me for a while.
What's some rap that your brother likes?
He likes Travis Scott. He likes Post Malone. He likes G-Eazy. He likes all the big name.
So did you like the same things? Did you like the same artists?
I liked the same things as him for a while, but
until you got.
it's basically the same message over and over. So maybe I'll listen to it again
What's the
at
message?
some point.
Yeah,
That's
what
interesting.
What's
the
message?
message?
What's the message?
Do you think every genre of music has an overarching message?
Oh,
Or maybe
definitely.
an underlying?
Underlying message.
I think underlying
yes.
is the.
Like I think, yes, and then when you divert from that, that's when you create a new subgenre, which then has its own underlying.
Now, is it
Message.
underlying is like a secret? Like I feel like underlying is a secret.
Yeah, because
Or is it
I
overarching?
haven't even thought of this until now. So then we just
So
discovered the secret.
so you're thinking okay. So underlying music. So rap. What do you think the what did we say? The message. Let's say the message.
I think
Well,
rap.
first we got it because rap is too big of a thing because there's all sorts of different.
All right, so we have to
subgenres.
classify. So Travis Scott, Post Malone. I feel like those don't have.
What's
Let's just go with like old school. So you said G-Eazy and
Maybe NWA is old
G-Eazy?
school.
Yeah,
oh,
NWA.
G-Eazy, that
White guy.
Oh, I was saying
Yeah.
Easy E.
Easy E is the guy that died
Oh,
from AIDS.
G-Eazy. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I don't like G-Eazy. Actually, I never heard of him.
NW.
Oh, this is, you know what? This is perfect. I don't believe that there are any good
White
that's not
rappers.
true. I don't.
Were you gonna say, were you gonna say that? Were you gonna say white rappers?
Yeah, because but then I remember
A$AP Rock. He's pretty good.
He's not white though.
Yeah, A$AP Rock's
A$AP
white.
Rock.
No, A$AP Rock.
Oh, Aesop Rock.
Like Aesop's Fables. A$AP Rock.
Oh, okay.
I thought of Mac Miller, and I like Mac Miller.
I don't like Mac Miller.
I like his.
Mac Miller's Self Care.
That's that album that it's off of.
Okay.
I like that one. Anyways, I don't believe besides Mac Miller that there are any good.
What about A$AP Rock? Oh,
He's
you
okay.
haven't
I'll
heard
say
of
Well,
that
I
he's-
haven't heard Aesop.
I don't think there are
Rock or
any
whatever
good white
he's
rappers.
He's
called.
literally
Not
I don't
good.
know.
Who's it? G-Eazy?
Eminem
Not
hasn't had a good
Who's-
record. Eminem
Ever.
hasn't even had
Ever.
a decent record since in 30 years.
Since,
Ever.
like,
Someone.
first
Okay, you
album,
know what?
their
I'll
favorite.
agree with that.
Everyone.
Ever.
Oh, that's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eminem
Eminem has
not,
never made a song that I could
and
enjoy.
for some reason, a lot of his fans tend to be like skinheads.
Oh, like Nazis?
What's skinheads?
Like
or no, not really, but I'll watch like documentaries of like up and coming. No, I'll watch like documentaries on Ku Klux Klan members and be like, what do you think of rap music? And they say something really racist about it, and then they're like, except for Eminem, I like Eminem.
Oh,
you know?
weird.
Because he's white. And
Yeah.
they
Probably,
associate-
only probably just because he's white, and he has
Yeah.
he's like
But he's objectively less talented than almost all of his African American
counterparts. Yeah, there's something I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I like Rap God though. I like that part when he goes fast.
What about Drake?
I haven't heard much of Drake. I haven't heard.
You haven't
can
heard
get
much
down
of
with some
Drake? Drake's like all over the radio. He's like
I know, but I don't listen to
top
radio.
selling artist.
That's true. Ben doesn't listen to radio.
Oh,
I like that one song where it's like what does it go? It's a new song from him. Super hot. Yeah, what's that song, Sammy?
Super hot. You ever heard of that song?
It's like.
I think it's off Scorpion.
It is off Scorpion.
It's I think it's like it's either Survival, Elevate, or Mob Ties.
I think it might be Mob Ties, but I'm not for sure.
Huh.
I'm not for sure either. But
Drake
it's
is like
somewhere.
cool. Drake can be good.
I don't know
Drake.
enough. I haven't listened enough for him to make a decision.
Also, I like him.
JPEG Mafia's new album dropped today.
Yeah, it did. I still haven't listened.
I listened to like 3 songs off it. It's alright. It's pretty good.
It's okay. JPEG Mafia is kind of a
Speaking of
hit or miss as far as like
speaking
song
of
to song.
breaking news, Eddie Money
At least
had
for me. Who's Eddie Money?
Eddie Money
Oh.
died today, so he came out with
Take Me Home Tonight.
Take Me Home Tonight and 2 Tickets to Paradise.
You know those songs, right?
Uh,
Take me
Yeah,
home tonight.
and then 2 tickets.
I got 2 tickets to paradise.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and so
So he came out with those.
he came out with those in the 80s, and then I kind of listened to those again, and I was like, all right, that's something that I've listened to before, and I expanded, and I found this whole these great songs by him.
Yeah, see, that's what's great about music. So, all right, so let's get back to what we were talking about: underlying messages and genres.
Messages of right.
So let's talk about.
Because when you
let's not
like
even talk about rap, because rap.
Let's
I feel
talk
like it's
about-
let's talk about a different.
Let's
genre
talk
besides
about
rap.
rock.
when you
Okay,
like
what subgenre of rock?
Heavy metal, because that's an interesting subject, because you can go into all kinds of
But which
loopholes and
kind of heavy
conspiracy
metal
theories.
though? Like
Which kind of heavy
like
metal?
80s heavy metal is different from like 2000s heavy metal, which is different from 70s metal.
70s, 80s heavy metal, because there was a lot of conflicting, and there was what am I trying to say? There was like Satanism and the Devil 666 and stuff like that. And
There are in like black metal bands, but
Like-
okay, so let's take it to this. How about each band has an underlying message? Because I'm starting to think, like bands in the same genre. I'm thinking because Motley Crue, say we're in the 80s, Motley Crue, and Motorhead. You know, they're kind of in the same genre, but they have different messages. You know.
Motley
Wait,
Crue-
no, they don't. They
Oh,
kind of have the same message.
I'm thinking of like when I was
Never mind.
when I was
Motley
kind of
Crue.
I was starting to think of, if you like a certain genre of music, I think that when you listen to it or when you think of that genre of music, you get a feeling.
Yeah.
Like there's a feeling associated with it. I think that feeling is the message.
Okay.
So I think that a genre of music, because if someone could say, you know, when someone says they like something, it's like, I like rap music.
Yeah.
I like rock. Like, why are they being so vague?
Yeah.
I think I believe that genre. I think the genre has the same feeling. I think it has all the same.
It's the two things with rap and rock is the rock is the guitar part of it. It's the guitar work. It's like the technical stuff. It's what they do with the strings, what they do with the solos, and it's for example, like Vince Neil's voice. It's like so crisp and clear, and it's like so gravelly, and it's like so it's so different from any other voice out there. And a lot of rock bands have different voices, like Foreigner with Lou Gramm. He's like he has a different voice, and it's like clear, and it's like it's kind of like earthy. It's kind of like
Yeah.
So
Would you say that vocalists and guitars is what draws you to these bands?
yeah, and
You
like
seem to like the solos. You like it.
Yeah,
when,
you like the solos.
I like when
You
they
like the
go
solo.
hard on the solos, and
Yeah.
And the vocalist too, just the lyrics
Yeah.
that they say, and you elicit a particular feeling, like what's the song Live Wire by Motley Crue?
Oh yeah, what feeling
The-
does that give you? Is that the one where,
And I
that
watched
the one where it
the
was-
in the movie.
yeah, last
yeah,
night?
I watched The Dirt recently, and it kind of, I was like, man, I haven't heard of this song, and it's like, and it was like, blew me out of the water. I was like, whoa, that is some serious superpower that they've got going on. And, like the, cook me and I'm alive tonight, out on the streets again.
Yeah.
That's kind of like it's kind of like the
feel,
the feel and
the power behind the song.
power behind it, and the
Okay.
same thing with you get not just Motley Crue, but you get some of this power behind Boston. You get with Smoking and their high octane voices, like people stood in line in the middle of mine in the everything but our name. And they sing
They
it.
get you into it. They get
Yeah.
you into it.
They like flirt with the melody and the
I like
the
that.
vocal
Flirt
structure.
with the melody.
Uh-huh.
And they like
Hey, how you doing?
make it
You know?
so they make it so that it's power. It's just raw power, and that's what I like in a song. And
Have you ever heard of Raw Power by Iggy and the Stooges?
no,
You'd like that album. It's literally called Raw Power.
yeah.
And it was recorded in 1969 by
Okay.
Iggy and the Stooges. And it's a good record.
So, again about Boston, like Tom Scholz was a freaking madman. He he graduated from MIT.
Man.
I think he had a degree in music at one point, and
He lost
it's
it.
just the
Can you
degree,
get a
the
degree?
degree in music. I think it still stands, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's just the melody writing, and Brad Delp too of Boston just makes it. His voice is so iconic, and you can't really duplicate his voice because it's so different. Like
than anything else.
yeah.
Right, yeah, it's different.
So you like the high soaring voices, you kind of like
yeah,
that.
and I
The
kind of
classic
like
rock?
the low, like kind of gravelly voices of like Vince Neil, and I was listening to Ozzy Osbourne recently, and
He can get up there though. Ozzy
I listened to like, what was it,
Mr. Crowley, you like that song?
Mr. Crowley, yeah, that was I was listening to that a couple days ago, and he can get up there, and it's the way that it's produced, it's like
It's like nothing you ever heard before.
and it's like yeah,
it's like nothing you ever-
it's like nothing you ever heard before. I want to talk about Randy Rhoads and the song,
Okay.
because
who's
guitar
is,
solo
Randy
is-
Rhoads is
the guitarist
for...
of Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
And I think it was his solo career, if I might
Yeah.
add.
Once he left Sabbath.
Yeah. And then it's like it's the high notes, and then it's the high notes and the
That's what you like. That's
Yeah.
what that kind of
Like
gets
the
you.
flashy stuff.
Yeah.
Flashy solos. Nice.
Yeah, you seem. Yeah, I
it's
agree
the
that
flash
solos
that
are.
elevates it to a higher level, and
Yeah. 'Cause some people can't do that. Some
Yeah.
people, you know, that I think that does separate some bands from others.
So so that's what you like, Sammy. You like the really interesting vocals, the flashy solos, you know, the classic sound. What about you, Ethan? What do you like
In music?
Yeah.
Oh,
what
in
really gets
music.
you going for music?
Man,
I like rap too, so I haven't listened
in
to it
music,
for a while.
what's I don't know. The voice.
I think if I could comment on yours, I think the mood is something
The
that
mood
that
is
really gets
something.
you.
What kind of mood would you?
Like a really relaxed mood. You like your relaxed music, Ethan.
Okay.
You like your easy listening.
I think the vocals have the vocals, and also a lot of what I think gets like a lot of the thought that I put into music, at least when I'm listening to it, is like the way the vocals and the instruments are being played and put together. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's some
Right.
songs where they kind of clash, and it's like more one is meant to be heard more than the other.
Yeah.
And I think that some of my favorite songs are the ones where they kind of are more paired, and it's all. Okay, I do agree. I like kind of mellow.
Yeah.
But mellow, like Cage the Elephant, is a little bit more aggressive. The Strokes
Yeah.
are still a little bit, but I mean the vocals are they're all kind of the same. I like alternate. I think
Alternative.
alternative.
Yeah.
Alternate.
Alternative.
Alternate.
Alternative.
If you like
Alternative music, but I like indie, and then there's like that weird. There's kind of just a mellow.
if you like mellow music, try either Pink Floyd. I know you've listened
Pink
to Pink.
Floyd!
I know you've listened to Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, yeah, Pink
The
Floyd
Eagles.
is really good.
The
Yeah,
Eagles
My
are
mom
kind
likes
of
Eagles. I like the Eagles too.
they're the mellow. They're the like Hotel California.
California.
Just a lovely place. Just
I love
a
that song.
lovely
Classic rock, classic rock is good. I
And
love classic rock.
Can I gush about Pink Floyd real quick?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you may.
How they are so gracious as to give us the song "Dogs"
Dogs is a good
off
song.
of the second track, side 1, second track, "Dogs," animals. That is the single greatest song ever written. It really is.
Pink Floyd has
Like I don't even know
It's-
how it's like beyond a
Comprehension.
gift to humanity. Like it's literally that song is a gift to humanity. Dogs.
What about I think what's a gift to humanity is the Great Gig in the Sky, because it's always about like heaven. and
Yeah,
then,
I know, but you just can't beat that drop. That happens twice. twice
Yeah, you
on
always
dogs.
mention that it goes where it's like
Speaking of
yeah.
Speaking of
we can't do it justice. Obviously,
No, I can't.
Obviously,
I can't.
speaking of drops, there's this part in speaking of
Death
drops, there's similarly to what you said. There's two parts in I'm gonna go back to Mr. Crowley again as an example.
All right.
There's two parts in Mr. Crowley that that Randy Rhoads freaking nails. It's like Ozzy singing like you put the backs against the wall. Bow, bow, bow. It goes up and then it goes down. Like I've heard it being called like a legato because it's up and then it's down, and then it's like it's one of the greatest guitar solos of all time.
Yeah.
Really. And speaking of great guitar solos, I've recently listened to the Eagles and how they do the Hotel California. They mix. It sounds like one guitar's playing, and there's like two dueling guitars with like Joe Walsh and like.
They have two people playing.
Yeah.
That part.
With Joe Walsh and what's his face? Don Felder. Don Felder is absolutely rocking that hair, man. He's like he's a good guitarist, and what they do is they make it so that it's like down now 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 now, and then the drums come in and it's like and then it's like a perfect melding of guitar and drums that you couldn't get.
Like King Crimson. King Crimson's good with melding that. It's like classic rock all the way.
I've realized just like when I listen to people talk about music, I never pick up on like bands or songs. I never I don't know any of the songs really that I enjoy listening to.
You just like listening. That's kind of like my dad. Like my dad's like the biggest Nirvana Pantera fan that I know, right? But if you ask him what his favorite song is, he's like, I don't know. I just listen to him, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I have like 1,000 songs on my classics playlist on Spotify.
I have a classics playlist. I need to consult with you, who I think you've had a lot more.
I've been listening. My first song on the radio as a kid was I think it was either like Led Zeppelin or something.
Oh, Zeppelin. That's good.
And then I got started with that, and I worked my way up, and I took this really interesting history of rock course with a teacher, and he pointed out like this is this, this is that, and these are the solos, these are the songs, and we just chilled out and listened, and it really deepened the understanding that I have of music. And
how much do you think about music?
Like how much? Like let's say you have 100% of your day, right?
Right. How much are you actually thinking about like the makeup of songs or?
Well, I can kind of comment on this. So it's like you have just casual listening, right? And then you have like really in-depth listening. You know what I mean? Like where you just sit down and all you're doing is you close your eyes and all you're doing is listening to a record. You know what I mean?
Well, part of that is the casual is the in-depth listening because casually I listen more in depth to what it's trying to say, and I jam out a lot because there's such power behind.
And I'd call that in-depth listening too when you're like jamming out to it, you know, because that's all that you're so focused on it. You know what I mean?
I don't focus on music.
What do you focus on when you listen to music?
But
when you're listening to a piece, what's the first thing that you notice? Because I just thought when I listen to music, I think I said what my favorite what I like about music. What did I say? That I said like vocals, vocals and
how they meld.
But I don't. Vocals mending with with the instruments and like the
melody.
The melody, that's good. That's what I appreciate most about music, I think. But I do not listen to lyrics.
Really?
I don't listen to lyrics either.
Never listen to lyrics.
I'd say I'm the exact opposite. Like I wanna know what the song's about. You know, I'll like look up the lyrics and listen to, or like read the lyrics as the song's going. You know, like go on Genius or something.
Yeah.
I no, only because it's not to get what the song's about, but to have a reliable source of music.
You listen to
lyrics.
You listen to some music where you can't tell what the lyrics are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think the 60s and the 70s and the 80s are the most influential genre of music because you have Boston, which came out in 76, and then you have Pink Floyd in the 60s, and the 80s you have the hair band. You have the hairband craze, which was like Motley Crue. It was like
Poison,
Poison, Cinderella, and they just had a wealth of solos and guitar that they were just good at writing things.
Yeah.
And you see that with Tom Scholz and Brad Delp and how they wrote and how they conducted themselves.
But with the lyrics, though, going back to the lyrics, if you have an album like Animals by Pink Floyd, half of understanding that album is the lyrics and what it's about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're just looking at an album to just listen to it, then I mean,
Pink
you're enjoying
Floyd,
the same amount if you get really.
I don't
into
really.
It, or if
Yeah,
you just
I
wanna
think
listen
it
to
may. Yeah. I'd agree. That's kind of. I mean, you're saying as well, like you don't have to know what the lyrics are to enjoy it the same amount. Is that kind of what you're?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with that.
I think what it's with Pink Floyd, I don't really listen to the music. I mean, really listen to the lyrics. I mean, and so I listen to the instruments and the vocals, sure, but I don't hear what they're saying, and I don't really listen to what they're saying in depth.
You can listen to like the tone of people's of what they're saying and still get kind of the same idea. And I feel like the music mimics what the lyrics are.
They create such a trippy sound that
it's hard not to focus that, like, to put all your focus into what the music sounds like, especially for Pink Floyd.
It's dynamic in that it employs like a whole wide variety of sounds and guitars that it makes it impossible to like congratulate whoever wrote it or
it's like a
give
group
praise.
Effort, you know? Group effort.
People just come up with these ideas that are absolutely just phenomenal.
How do you think people think of
drugs
writing? You think so?
Oh, okay. So there's this Bill Hicks skit where it's like, if you are against the legalization of marijuana, then you should throw out every single CD and record you own, because there is like music and drugs are literally entwined. Like you can't have one without the other.
That's interesting.
Especially,
at least that's what I think, because
especially in the 60s, 70s,
yeah,
80s,
because
50s,
like you
not
look,
now. But.
You look at all these people who have like made these amazing works of art, right? Mm-hmm. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, every single one of them were The Doors. Jim Morrison was not sober for a second of his life.
Yeah,
and
that's
true.
And
they made some of the greatest 60s music, classic rock and roll music of their time.
They made Riders on the Storm with Ray Manzarek on the keyboard, and
it's crazy. Music is insane.
And they had
composition of music is insane.
Jim Morrison with the end, the dum dum no 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 no.
This is the end.
How did you come up with that if you were sober? The drugs certainly had a part to do with it.
Yeah. So, so you look at all these bands and artists, and then I'd even argue that nowadays you have, like, because I know, because you don't really like modern rap music.
I do like modern rap music, but the thing is that my brother is it's so hard to appreciate that music when it's being bombarded at you constantly by your siblings. And so maybe I have a ton of rap songs on my playlist.
It's kind of like how you read in school. They force you to read a really, really good book, and then everybody hates it.
Yeah, that's
it's like
you're just being you're being like forced.
Yeah,
no one wants to be forced to do.
I can't ignore the wealth of information that has gone before me musically.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ignore those guitar solos. I can't ignore the lyrics. I can't ignore the trippy stuff. I just can't. It's cool. And that's what I appreciate about it. And, yeah.
That's good. But rock, you would say, is your favorite.
Rock, like classic rock? Okay,
I like classic rock and rap, but I'll come back and listen to it at some point. Like, I like rap. I'm invested in rap, but
so I have a tough question for you. You're all right with that?
It's being bombarded at me.
You're right with a tough question?
Yeah.
If you could only listen to one band for the rest of your life, what would it be? Every single album in their catalog, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Especially for someone that's really into music, like Sammy.
I would listen to I don't know. That would be hard for me to do because I don't stick to one band or one album. I have to encompass it.
And see, it's funny you say that because that's exactly what I would say too. Because like I switch between music so often, like so many different genres and stuff. Like I couldn't pick.
What's it? Kind of going off of that, you never said what you like, what you appreciate.
What I appreciate in music. So, all right. So give me a genre, and I'll tell you what I look for when I listen to
rock.
Genre.
Okay, rock. What kind of rock? Like
60s, 70s, 80s.
Okay, so at first, when I get into that kind of stuff, what I look for is, I'd say, I really like Sabbath, so guitar tone is something that I really like. Like, nobody can beat Tony Iommi.
Nobody can beat Randy Rhoads either, or Eddie Van Halen. There's just so...
Whoa.
There's just
now,
so...
those people that you...
Is that mine?
Yeah, I think so.
There's just so much that they did musically. It created, like, a whole revolution.
Yeah. And then, because, like, I've been on a really kind of, like, doom metal kick recently. And that's all Black Sabbath worship, pretty much. And that kind of really heavy guitar tone. And not heavy as in, like, whoa, this is heavy, but it's literally, if music had a weight, you know, it'd be like, whoa,
it would be black.
Yeah. But for... Or let's take rap, for example. What I look for in rap would be definitely probably really eccentric beats, like really weird beats.
Yeah, for
like
sure. Because you like clipping,
Yeah.
JPEG Mafia, Death Grips in some, would you say in some?
Death Grips is rap, I'd say. Some of their albums, not so much, but...
Danny Brown.
Danny Brown.
You definitely,
Drake
I
is
definitely
kind of a
think
revolutionary of rap.
But he doesn't... I would not say that Drake uses unique kind of
beats.
off... Yeah, JPEG Mafia is probably the strongest
NWA is considered a revolutionary of rap.
Those are definitely like
because
those
started.
I think they have a really important place in the genre. But like as far as
so you just named like all my favorites in the rap genre, and they all have that. So I guess that is true. Like I really look for that really weird beat in it.
Yeah. Because like older rap has like that kind of the
boom
home,
bap,
like the home style, like, and then you get the record stuff and just kind of the weird like samples that people use.
Mm-hmm. Because like I guess back then you couldn't really
sample
you could sample, but the technology to make like really really weird beats wasn't really there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So they did like to the extent that they did it. That was probably the farthest it could go.
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah. So and then, but yeah, guitar tone. If you're in rock, I definitely look for a guitar tone first. Bands like Sleep, Sabbath, Toxic Holocaust. I've kind of been into them. Pantera, yeah. What's his name? Dimebag Darrell.
Mm-hmm.
Great, fantastic metal guitarist. Probably one of the best in the 90s.
The best in the 80s was Eddie Van Halen. No one could top his if you watch the Live Without a Net solo, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's like wizardry in the fact that he pioneered the art of tapping, which is basically you're basically like tapping the guitar. They're like dun 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 dun.
Like Eruption.
Yeah, and the Live Without a Net, he expands upon Eruption in like it's so like face melting and so powerful that he does the and then he does he taps and then he like goes on like it's like almost like a trip because it's so it's so powerful, it's so heavy, it's so
What's the heaviest band you've ever heard?
Yeah, what's the heaviest band you've ever heard in your whole life, Sammy?
What's the heaviest band I've ever heard?
Yeah.
Probably Black Chapel or Whitechapel.
Oh, Whitechapel? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty heavy.
Because Whitechapel
Saw as the law.
is because you can freaking hardly hear their music. They're like rah rah rah, and they're like it's not music to me because you've taken out the vocals.
That's where I have to harshly disagree, I'm afraid.
You've taken out the vocals and the elements.
Because like, would you call like vocalless music like electronic music? Because that doesn't have vocals.
In music with vocals, I think it's
unintelligible.
important to be able to register.
Okay.
With music with vocals in it, the vocals have to be something that
Give it to
are
me.
an addition in addition to the music in a
Guess we're skipping
in a
dinner,
meaningful
boys.
way.
Oh.
Did you not have dinner?
No.
Oh. Dang. Wait, what time does dinner end?
8:30.
We're almost.
Yeah, we're almost done.
So
we can cut this part.
Yeah.
What? No, it's fine. Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah. We can go for like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So, what were you saying, Ethan?
I think music with vocals, so excluding like electronic music,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important for the vocals to be a meaningful add to the song in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And for me, music that's like what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
The vocals are like just cover. I mean, it's just like you have the guitar and everything, which is in this kind of music is already like just so
overwhelming.
Just kind of everything's so just like crushed,
compressed,
just crushed together because it's messier. It's just crushed and then extended, and so are the vocals. And I think that it's not pleasant. I don't think it's pleasant to listen to. I can't imagine myself in a position where I would want to listen to that.
Yeah. See, the deal with Whitechapel and these screamo metal bands is that the vocals are unintelligible. You can't hardly make out what they're saying. I mean, it's good.
But earlier you guys were saying that you don't listen to the lyrics at all. So
you can't.
No. You can't help but listen to the lyrics when you listen to that because it's all you're listening to is the vocals.
Okay.
And wait, what did you say, Sammy? You said you can't hear the lyrics.
The lyrics are unintelligible.
You can't.
Well, I don't care.
You can't make the Whitechapel lyrics out because they're all just a bunch of noise and it's messy and it's.
I don't care about what they're saying.
Yeah.
As far as like that, it's just like unpleasant to listen to.
Yeah, it's unpleasant.
For me, obviously
I think the heaviest band I've ever heard is Electric Wizard. Their album Dope Throne.
That may be the
2000.
That may be the heaviest thing I've ever listened to.
That is the heaviest album I've ever listened to.
What? I gotta listen to Electric Wizard.
Yeah, it's called Dope Throne by Electric Wizard. That's the heaviest album.
When did they come out with the album?
2000.
Oh.
That is the heaviest album I've ever heard. I got that on vinyl. I got
it on Spotify. I could just search it up.
Yeah, you could. All right, well,
that was a really good sesh. All right.
We delved deep into the history of music and how we met me, so.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
All right.
So this is the yeah. That's it. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Sammy, for taking a little time out of your night.
No
and
problem.
spending some time with us.
All right. See you later.
All right.